All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone who will teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those who are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson, and I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. Now, in this lesson, I'm profiling this video here from Redacted, okay? And in this portion of the video, they're going over UN troops that have been stationed here in America and how they believe that these UN troops are going to be activated. Now, I've personally seen UN vehicles being moved into Georgia, and I've heard of UN vehicles being moved into other parts of the country. So we do know that there is a UN military buildup as far as equipment here in the United States. But now we know that they actually have, they may have troops. All right, so I'm going to start off with a quick scripture because, Jake is still dependent on, is still thinking that this place is going to keep on going and it's going to keep on turning. And he's looking for relief through Esau Edom. Now, although we still, out here trying to get what we need and get money and all that stuff to survive, you got a lot of Jakes that think that they're going to excel in this place when the opposite is true. Everything is about to fall apart. And this is Isaiah 31:1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots." See, you trust in the U.S. military, the U.S. commerce, you trust in those particular systems that are put in place, and you think these systems are going to protect you, and they're never going to fail. But they are going to fail. And it says, "Because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." So you don't seek the true power of the heavens and the earth, which is Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You seek Esau and his system, and you seek relief through that. Okay, and this system is going to crash. It's going to crash very, very hard, as it says in and I just get it in the 31:16. It says. This is I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, "Wherefore," 30:12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon." You see, America is oppressive and it's perverse in every way, and our people cling to that shit. You tell them something is right, they don't want to hear it. They only want to hear, that how they can get this money. They want to gossip. They want to talk. They want to hear about things that you're not even supposed to be talking about. Things that you're not supposed to see. Adultery, sleeping with other men's women, making money ill-gottenly. All type of things that Jake is willing to do in this system just to keep it. All right. It says, "Therefore this iniquity shall be as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." So as we see the buildup of America, we see the monetary system failing, we see the military buildup, we see the military falling short, we see the economy falling, we see the evils rising in the United States of America. Food shortages, supermarkets aren't getting this much food, right? We're also seeing a buildup of immigration coming into this country. Now, it's said that, these troops are going to be used to, these people are going to be used to attack so-called white America here in the United States, because they have and they're going to explain it in this, in this clip right here. And I'm going to play the whole clip and just chime in, and then we're going to grab some closing precepts. But they use other races, to genocide other races, because you don't have any physical attachment to them. So this buildup has been happening for quite some time, and it's coming to a head, right? So this is going to be sedition. Now, while everybody y'all trying to get the bag and trying to get what y'all need, when this system crashes, and it crashes all of a sudden, they do have a bill on the table to potentially end the Federal Reserve Bank, which would shut down all bank accounts in America. But I don't think they're going to pass it. This is me personally, because there's too much banking on the military-industrial complex, and it's directly attached to the Federal Reserve. Okay, so I don't think they're going to do it. That's just me personally, but they could do it, or they could find other means. But at the end of the day, when this collapse happened, you're not going to be prepared for it. It's going to happen suddenly. You know, there's nothing you can do, and there's not enough prepping in the world that's going to prepare the people of America for what's coming, or what's actually already here. It's just about to be unveiled. But I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
That is in UN-backed, or when Biden has let in now estimates of 30 million illegal immigrants into the United States in these few years. Mm-hmm. That's way more than 3%.
Yes.
That's way more than 3% that it would take to overthrow the United States. And these people are inside the United States. I mean, they're flooding the country with unvetted foreigners, distributing them all over the country, even providing them homes, financial support. Some say it's about election fraud, but it goes much deeper than that. It's a much bigger plan, and the United Nations is absolutely complicit in it. Todd Bensman, in a 2022 interview that I had archived, had this U.S.-bound Haitian in Mexico. He interviewed him, where he complains that the United States failed to make its payment on his UN credit card that he was given.
It works. We don't have money, and they haven't deposited to my account. ¿Cuánto te depositaban? El depósito el 7 de enero a 14 de enero, pero no deposita nada. Yeah? So the whole month of January you haven't received anything.
What were they supposed to receive in there?
¿Cuánto es lo que te dan? Es el último pago. ¿Cuánto fue? Cuatro, el dinero, 3,600 pesos. 3,600 pesos was the last payment I received.
And it goes.
I haven't received.
Does that go into your bank account?
¿A dónde va? ¿Tienes una cuenta? ¿Una tarjeta? Sí. ¿Tienes?
Oh, let me see. And how much is anything on that card now at all? Any money?
¿Tiene dinero? No hay dinero. No hay? No hay nada. No depositan nada.
So just to get a closer look up here, take a closer look at that UN bank card, United Nations bank card. Unbelievable. Now, if you need any more evidence of this, just look at Gaza. This might be a hard pill for some people to swallow, but the United Nations has been captured on video footage, coordinating with Hamas soldiers, as you can see here. So these are UN vehicles at UN headquarters. Drone recently captured footage of Hamas with these UN personnel transporting themselves in UN vehicles. And they're using United Nations buildings for the sake of hiding and staging attacks against Israel. Hamas, of course, was created by Israel, as Netanyahu openly has admitted. That's well established now. And they're armed by the United States. That's well established.
All right, so here's another clip that's in here that I wanted to show. Let's see where it is. Yeah, it's right here.
The victor.
Published his plan. Now, what he's going to go into is to the UN plan to hostily take over Babylon.
In English, in a Project Syndicate publication. It was done 2015, September 26. And he published a plan. He said that I'm quoting, here are the 6 components of my comprehensive plan. I just quote 2 or 3 points of that. First is, he said very clearly, 2015, that, quoting again, EU has to accept at least 1 million asylum seekers annually. That was the first point. Second, he said, adequate financing is critical. And he proposed to issue long-term euro bonds for financing the migration crisis and the migrants' social and welfare taking care when they arrive to the European Union. And another point which is very important for Hungary, which is involving the territory of Hungary directly into this program, he said that, quoting them, safe channels must be established for asylum seekers, starting with getting them from Greece and Italy to their destination countries, which means to bring them to Greece, to Hungary, and then have them to go to Austria. So don't forget that what we are speaking about is not an accidental stories, not a bulk of 10 years of accidental story. It's a plan which is going on. It was written. It was published. It's known. So we are fighting again an organized gang called Empire of George Soros and NGOs who are just supporting everybody who is transgressing our legal system and our regulation and financing illegal activity against our nation. So this is why the story is not just about migration, but it's about how this European Union is working.
So you see, now you got other countries confessing that, yeah, it's a plan. This is a contrived plan for them to come into America and take it over hostily. Now, let's go back to 2nd Ezra, because this is also in the scriptures. So this is 2nd Ezra 15:4 says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell in, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand and stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." So you're going to have the clash of these UN troops. You're going to have a civil war within America. You're going to have the National Guard fighting against these UN troops. You're going to have these militias fighting against these UN troops. So you're going to have all of these factions going against each other. It's going to be crazy work. This is going to be crazy. Okay? So don't think that for 1 second that this is going to be something that you're going to be able to escape. You're not. It's going to everybody going to get got. And that's why the scriptures talk about when this time comes, you're going to have to be as pilgrims on the earth, because you're going to be able to sit still. If you sit still, you're going to get got. All right? Verse 16, it says, "For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes." And this is why. Because when you start seeing that the government, the people that are running everything, they're the ones that are setting all this shit up, right? The people are going to stop listening to them. They're going to say, we have to take matters into our own hands. And you're starting to hear that a lot. It's getting to a point now where these people out here are saying, you know what? We need to take matters into our own hands because our government ain't listening to us. Okay? And it's ran by corporations. All right? So we continue on. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, and because we've been telling you these things that are going to happen and to get right, you know, and then on top of that, you've been thinking that ain't nothing can ever happen to you. You know, nobody could ever run up in America, the home of the brave and whatever, you know. What they say, behold, the home of the bold and the brave or some shit like that? Nah. Y'all about to get destroyed. All right, y'all thought that, you know, you can continue on in this way for the duration. And no, you can't. It's over with for Babylon. This shit is done. All right? This shit is done. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to hit this last precept. And it says, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. There's not going to be any food, no water. You're going to have all of these troops out here. You ain't going to be able to go nowhere because if you get caught, you're going somewhere that you may not want to go. All right? So it's going to get really bad out here. And the buildup is coming from all directions. All right? And when this thing finally go down, as I said before, you ain't going to be able to expect it. All right? So with that, I'm ending it off. I'm giving all praise going on to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstones. Until next time, I say shalom.